And welcome to the run of the race. Brittany Taylor and Mark Warwood with you to review everything that happened in the 9 races from Belmont Park on Saturday. And Mark, I think the highlight for me wasn't necessarily a figure, but it was the return of Brad Parnham in the winner's circle.
Yeah, he'd waited 600 days for a winner and then he got 2 in the space of 75 minutes. So a really good return for Brad Parnham. It's great to see him back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, it certainly is. When you have those long injury layoffs, it can be pretty tough. So great to see him back in the winner's stall. Let's have a look at the first race on the program, and Beat the Bell was treated to a very nice tempo here, and I think that's what the horses needed. A solid tempo, a smaller field. Beat the Bell running over the top of them.
Zephyr Queen 3/4 over I'm Icy. A length and a half away then is Black Chew Caddy, which is down on the inside, getting pocketed by Dawn Armada for Pike on the outside of it. Then came at the head of the others Divine Shadow, Brave Call. Beat the Bell drops out last at the top of the home straight. At the 370 and I'm Icy on the outside. Ranges up, joins Zephyr Queen. Dawn Armada behind them. There's no run at the moment. Now there is for Black Chew Caddy as Zephyr Queen drops off. Down the outside is Divine Shadow. Beat the Bell, which had got back to last, is surging down the outside as Black Ducati gets up on the rail. Beat the Bell is gobbling it up though. Beat the Bell draws level, gets the head in front. Beat the Bell got home to school.
Beat the Bell winning there, but a very fast tempo, 8 lengths above average set by Zephyr Queen out in front.
And that's why I'm willing to forgive Zephyr Queen. Finished 6th there, had the bar shoe on, led what was a very fast tempo, came back with a mildly elevated heart rate and was coming off a big personal best as well. I thought that Zephyr Queen probably would win on Saturday, but willing to forgive her run. Forgetting Brave Call Heel, set at last, slow sectionals in the 2 and the 400 metres and was never really a factor in this contest. And I think I'll follow Black Ducati out of this. Was the best of the on-speed runners. That was no mean feat given the tempo. Second fastest sectionals as well. And it's the first time he'd been in such a fast race.
And I think Chris Parnham's saddle almost slipped as well at the 150, so further merit to that horse's performance. Let's take a look at race number 2. This was a maiden and a horse that was coming back. First up, Nero Dio.
Tail ender is King Cochise as they head past the 650. Nearing the home corner, Midnight Hours the leader, 3/4 of a length in front. Ebony's Way second. Down on the inside, Alien from Mars third. Closely followed by Nero Dio going up easily fourth coming into the corner. Dragonflies on the outside of it. Keep It Quiet sneaking up near the rail. And further back is Carmel Bay in front of Joe Vella. Midnight Hours the leader, tackled by Nero Dio and Ebony's Way between them. Now Alien from Mars gets the split and Dragonflies are starting to sprout wings as well. 100 left to go. Nero Dio and Dragonflies fighting it out. Nero Dio responding well. Nero Dio's in front close to home and Nero Dio lifted home.
Nero Dio winning there in what via the numbers was just a moderate maiden.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of these type of numbers for these maidens at Belmont Park in the winter. So it's hard to follow a number of these horses out this race. So I'm going to go with Dragonflies though. Finished second, was wide throughout, had the second fastest 4, 6, 8 and 1,000 metre sectionals and did trail Nero Dio entering the straight. If you look at the sectional splits, that was probably the key to the race. I'm forgetting Midnight Hour, led a very slow tempo under William Pike. Slow sectionals, no excuses for that horse. And I will forgive Prize Nemesis, settled last but 1 in the run, had the fastest sectionals all the way home, but was no hope whatsoever given the tempo of the race.
Race number 3 was taken out by a horse that I think has featured in the follow file a number of times now, and that was Some Sort. Adam Durant said, "We'll let this galloper run because we know he can run time." And that's what he did.
In third spot, being closely followed by Rio Del Mar. Over on the inside next is a Bombshell. Ridden along Amarillo Rose, Space Girl Izzy May and the tail ender Tunis coming around the corner. At the 400 now, they're at the top of the straight and Some Sort led them going easily. Called upon, shot 2 clear now from Specialism. Brave Dream saved up down on the inside, but winding up well. Followed by Rio Del Mar and further back is Amarillo Rose and is a Bombshell. Some Sort is the leader. On the fence, Brave Dream. Down the outside, Specialism and Rio Del Mar, and back on the inside is a Bombshell coming with a late run. It's Some Sort from Rio Del Mar, and Some Sort does it all of the way. Some Sort
leading and then coming down the centre of the track here for victory.
Yeah, willing to follow this horse. I'm no real fan of most of last year's 2-year-olds that were raced, maybe with the exception of Tin Snip and Dig Deep. So I think that Some Sort winning this race wasn't that big a surprise, and I think he might well be the best of these. Forgetting Amarillo Rose here was only just off its personal best, but was still beaten over 3 lengths, and its win last time out before Saturday was leading a very slow tempo. And I will forgive Riel Del Mar here, was first up, had the fastest sectionals, equalled her personal best, but did give too much of a lead to Some Sort off what was a moderate tempo.
The next race was run at an even tempo, and it's the final 600 figure is the one you want to be focusing on here. -7 lengths, 0 demerits, putting 2 in a row together.
Way 3/4, Harry Thomas, who'd popped off the fence after getting cleared. A length and a half away on the inside to Locklear. Sir Mambo again given a bit more cover as they approach the home corner, being followed by Monash. Strata Creed easing away from the fence. Pearl Trade comes to the outside. Back there last is 0 demerits. Into the straight and again Harry Thomas levels up to Spirit and Fire. A length and a half away then behind them Sir Mambo. Pearl Trade's running on at the 200. Harry Thomas regains the lead from Sir Mambo coming again. Pearl Trade is gathering them in down the outside. 0 demerits is late. Strata Creed gets a late run. They're queuing up. They split the line. Tight go. 0 demerits.
A nice strong finish by 0 demerits there. -7.2 for the last 600.
We'll come back to 0 demerits. I will forgive Spirit and Fire here. You won't see it in the replay, but he did knuckle at the start. And then Kate Whitten, who was instructed to get to the front, one would think, had to use him up pretty early. It wasn't a particularly fast tempo, but certainly gassed him a little bit going down the back straight. Forgetting Pearl Trade, you could easily forget Sir Mambo, who's the Tom Melbourne of Perth, or Harry Thomas, although he did improve with the blinkers on. But Pearl Trade, very long time since its last win, went into the race with what was a clear personal best of this field, and frankly, if Pearl Trade can't win that race, I don't think he'll be winning another one anytime soon. And follow 0 demerits here, fastest sectionals all the way home, second win in a row, and was close to his personal best, which was over further as well, 1,800 metres, so more improvement to come.
All right, Mark, predicting that perhaps 0 demerits can make it a hat-trick of victories. It'd be great for the connections because let me tell you, they can make some noise on the racetrack. You hear them cheering from a mile away. Let's take a look at the next race, and Justin Warwick is building a terrific record in these staying races at the moment. Spiritual Warrior, not the easiest horse to ride, but Jade McNaught did a good job to lock him down.
Up and about to follow the move of McNaught here on the favourite nearing the corner. Break the chain, ridden along, back near the fence, Truly Gold. They'd stacked up behind them, followed then by Collaborate, who's back towards the tail, and last of all At the Ready. Homeward bound, 350 left to go. Mr. Albie should have plenty in reserve, tackled though by Spiritual Warrior, now called upon. 2 lengths behind them, no say in it. It's starting to lift and they've kicked well clear of the others. A Spiritual Warrior reaches the lead. McNaught went for home. She's drawn the Persuader. 100 to go, no say in it. Cutting the margin down. Spiritual Warrior digs in for the fight. No say in it. Coming, so's At the Ready. The post looming, and it'll get there, the favourite.
Spiritual Warrior winning there, and the horse is putting together a really nice record at the moment.
And he's really versatile, and that's why he's still the follow horse here. He's now won 3 in a row. He's a front runner, and he can win off all sorts of tempos. He's won it when it's been really fast, and on Saturday it was very, very slow, and he still managed to get the job done. So Spiritual Warrior is the follow. The forget is Collaborate, has the worst 2-year personal best in the field, only beat Break the Chain on Saturday, and that horse was wide all of the way. And I will forgive At the Ready here, settled last, fastest sectionals all the way home, but the tempo was a lot slower than I thought it would be, and that cruelled the chances of At the Ready.
All right, 5 races down. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side we'll have a look at the last 4.
Better your betting experience with Tab Touch. Watch Sky Racing and race replays on the go. Get free Giddy Up premium form. Access your winnings faster with past the post payouts. And keep your winnings if there's a protest. Better your betting experience with Tab Touch. You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race, where we are up to having a look at the last 4 races from Belmont on Saturday. And this race, I referenced it at the top of the program, was my favourite result because it was Brad Parnham's winning return and in the colours of his mum and dad.
Comfortably, Amelia's On Fire settles on top at the 600, a half to 3/4 of a length in front of 4 Candles. ATM's on the inside of Guns of Navarone, getting a good toe up to the home bend. Then Shinju back on the fence, Dawn Mission, Tycoon Legend, and Olga Louisa relegated to last. Into the home straight now, the Hot Pot led. Hasn't been asked the question yet. 4 Candles ranges up though, gets about a neck in front. Amelia's On Fire has to rally. Guns of Navarone is there. Shinju, here comes Tycoon Legend down the outside. At the 150, Guns of Navarone reaches the lead. Tycoon Legend cutting it down though. Guns of Navarone, Tycoon Legend peaks late. Guns of Navarone wins. Guns of Navarone
winning there, and all sentiment aside, the horse hadn't won in over a year, and it was a nice performance.
Certainly was. I think it was about 400 days since its last win. Doesn't make the file, however. Just the 2 horses here. First horse I'm going to look at is Tycoon Legend. I thought it was the Forgive horse of the race. Was slow away, was wide, was first up as well. Fastest last 800 and the second fastest sectionals all the way home. Also going to follow this horse, I think. It's capable of winning in this grade late in this preparation. 1200 metres, I think it's his best trip. I think can elevate next start. And somewhat controversially here, I'm going to forget Amelia's on Fire. Finished fourth, led what was a pretty even tempo. It was a new personal best, but still yet to beat benchmark. And like a lot of these 2-year-olds from last year that we saw, I think he's pretty overrated.
I think Simon Miller was disappointed in the performance on Saturday, said that the next time we see her will be at Ascot, attributing perhaps the inside not suiting her and perhaps Belmont. So we'll see her at Ascot and hopefully she's able to lift on what she did on Saturday. Let's take a look at the next race. This one, a horse that is in some serious form at the moment. Regal Council just keeps building that picket fence.
Back there, third from last, in front of Regal Council, and last is Get Over It. But Denim Pack will bring them up to the home bend with 450 left to go. Denim Pack by 3/4 to a length. Star Glitter, Tracciato off the heels for Noski, now lays down the gauntlet. About 2 lengths In Love with Paris, winding up as well. Cognac's near the rail, and back inside of them is Cryptic Love. Tracciato reaches the lead, 250 from home. McNaught makes a move now with In Love with Paris. Regal Council further back runs on, but In Love with Paris with 100 to go, shoots to the lead. Cryptic Love gets the run. Regal Council coming now. Regal Council. Regal Council's got there to make it 4.
Regal Council in phenomenal form, and importantly the figure there, the class. Almost 3 lengths better than the class, which suggests that this horse can keep going through the grades.
I think so. 4 wins in a row for this horse now. Backed up its last time effort, which was a personal best, with another good win and another good rating. Minus 2.5 overall. And you mentioned the class racing to minus 2.9. I'll forgive Cryptic Love. Dwelt at the start, lost a couple of lengths there, was impeded until taken inwards around 200 metres from home. Luckless, this galloper did finish third. And I'll forget Jet Affair. Won the Natasha Stakes last season, but that was on speed in what was a very slowly run race. They ended with a rating of plus 6.8. This horse is yet to beat benchmark rating in any of its runs.
All right, the next race had plenty of intrigue about it. Cup Night was returning and all eyes were on that galloper, but Dutch Spy, another horse that was resuming, was able to win.
Dia Della Razza on the fence. War God travels up there fourth, trailed in turn by Little Fish down on the inside of Cup Night. Over on the outside of those, Nelson's Flight pushed 3 and 4 deep coming into the home corner, and then Dutch Spy last is Count Tomozoff, but it's a Kiko first into the bend at the 350, a length and a half. Dia Della Razza, Cup Night now clear down the outside. Dutch Spy runs on. Little Fish searching for an inside run at the 150. Over on the outside, Dutch Spy, Cup Night, a Kiko on the rail. Little Fish, Dutch Spy's got the head in front. However, it's Dutch Spy. Dutch Spy goes home. Dutch Spy wins from Little Fish.
Dutch Spy had trialled well twice in the lead up to this event on Saturday and brought it to the racetrack, recording an overall figure of minus 2.2.
I think he loved the tempo here. Minus 4.4 the leader set, and I think that set it up for Dutch Spy. Fastest 2, 4, 6 and 800 metres, and I think he's capable of better second up as well, Dutch Spy. I think he's well worth following. He's a horse that always seems to bank a check. I'm going to forget Cup Night here. It's the third of his 14 races that have been run faster than even tempo to the 600, and he's yet to place either first or second in them. I think he's a little bit of a hype horse, and I was surprised he went round so short on Saturday. And I will forgive a Kiko chasing that elusive city win for Sarah Childs. Led what was a pretty fast tempo in what was the worst part of the track. Punting Form have got this new product called Punting Form Analytics, and they seem to think that the track on Saturday was probably a length or so inferior on the inside.
And I think we were able to see that with these horses flashing down the outside. Another one to do that was in the last. It was Witness in Court.
It's All or Nothing coming into the corner, kicks away, 2 clear. Rhino Buster, Bold Success pushing up for Brown on the rail, and Misty Lad peeling off 3 deep. Blackwood River onto his back, being followed by Beauty Canas. Then Luke's Gold getting right up near the rail. Around them wider Astronomite, but it's Bow Count clear with a handy lead. 300 left to go. About 3 in front. Down the outside, Misty Lad. Rhino Buster battling on Astronomite. Back on the inside to Beauty Canas as well. 150 out. Bow Count being swamped. On the outside, Astronomite grabbed it. Witness in Court charging home from well off them. Look at Witness in Court coming at Astronomite. Astronomite, Witness in Court went to it. Oh, it's nearly a dead heat.
Witness in Court just edged out Astronomite and Bow Count, but the most bizarre thing about it was that was the exact same 1, 2, 3 in order a fortnight ago.
Certainly was. The only thing that was different was the trifecta payout. 2 weeks ago, it was $1,100, and on Saturday it was around $500. I'm willing to follow Witness in Court here. Brett Pope has said a couple of times now he's got this horse right, and he's had plenty of issues. 2 wins in a row. Fastest sectionals off what was a fast tempo. Witness in Court could win another one. Forgetting Battle Talk. I know he's the face of Belmont, but these last 6 or 7 runs have been very ordinary. He's just not simply the same horse that we saw at the start of the preparation. And we'll forgive Astronomer here. Wide, was only beaten by the narrowest of margins in what was close to his personal best performance.
All right, let's have a look at the meeting in its totality on a day where they weren't really smashing the clock. It's strange that the first race was the one who produces our best performer.
Yeah, you normally see the best rating being later in the day, but Beat the Bell in winning the opener was minus 5.3 above benchmark, so the class was nearly 4 lengths better than benchmark as well, so it was a really good performance set up by the tempo of the race. Looking at the closing sectionals, Prize Nemesis was the fastest last 200, Regal Council in sensational form the last 400, and Olga Louisa the last 600.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll see if our tipsters were able to find a couple of the double-figure winners. Welcome back to the run of the race, where it is time to have a look at the tipping competition. And this week, what was the best way home?
All the winners. No big priced placed horses that didn't win the race. So Beat the Bell, Guns of Navarone, Dutch Spy and Witness in Court, they were the big price winners, and you were best off having your best bet on Witness in Court because of that place price of $4.50. It took it above Guns of Navarone.
All right, did this week's winner manage to find Witness in Court, and more importantly, did they have it as their big bet?
They did. They were absolutely nowhere after 5 races. They had 36 points thanks to Riel Del Mar placing in the 3rd race, but came home with Guns of Navarone, Dutch Spy and Witness in Court. The winner is Craig Leach. He's won before. He's clearly got a strategy here. But after 5 races, he was in absolute world of hurt.
Well, hopefully he played the late quaddie, because if even that one, he missed Cryptic Love there, but hopefully he would have put the winner in. So hopefully he was able to land the quaddie. But a nice result here for a person who has won a weekly competition before. Does it get him into the top 8 leaderboard?
It doesn't, but there's a big change at the top, and that's because Glenn Montague of Montague Partners is the new leader again. He leads by just under 15 points, but he had a brilliant day on Saturday. He finished 2nd in the entire round. He's probably the happiest 2nd place finisher we've ever had in a round, because he's now leading the overall competition with 3 rounds to go.
It's the right time to be putting your nose in front. It sure is. You're at the 300 metre mark. The whips are cracking. Only 3 rounds to go, and another opportunity to do it all again this weekend on Farnley Stakes Day. Let's take a look at the last 3 editions of the Farnley.
Military Ruler at the 200. Stocks claim them both though. Young Lionel's behind them, but Damajo winding up on the inside. But Stocks hits the front with 100 left to travel from Badamajo, Military Ruler and Stocks. Stocks pulls away, beats Badamajo. Third. Stocks or Red Aura at the 200 though. Just Act Natural got the head in front. Mickey Two Toes down on the inside, keeps coming. Wider out, it's a him. Mickey Two Toes against the rail. Just Act Natural's come to the end of his run, and Mickey Two Toes has won the Farnley. Mickey Two Toes. To run on down the outside with 250 to go. Pike makes his move with Man Booker, grabs the lead from War God, Dreamlifter. The Celt gets into the clear, but Man Booker lets down now, and he absolutely left them standing. Man Booker draws away the hot pot, and he's going to blow them away to win very easily in the Farnley from the Celt.
Mambuka winning the most recent edition of the Farmley. Quite appropriate really, given Mambuka we know is all female owned, and this weekend pretty special at Perth Racing, the Ride Like a Girl Day.
Yeah, we are celebrating Ride Like a Girl. It's the film that's been made about the story of Michelle Payne, of course the first female jockey to win a Melbourne Cup, and her story is much more interesting than just that one race though. I mean, family tragedy, just incredible story to get to where she got to win that race at 100 to 1.
I think it is going to be a sensational movie. Cannot wait to see it this week. Hopefully everyone gets to the cinema and goes and sees it. If you're not on track on Saturday, we'll catch you next week in the run of the race.
He makes her bid for a little piece of history.